This episode is brought to you by Rhino 5K. Rhino 5K in Larimer Mile is not your average 5K. The race course runs completely on closed roads through the Rhino Art District and historic Curtis Park, full of beautiful homes and big trees. Register now at rhino5k.org before the price increases on September 8th. The race takes place on September 13th. Again, visit rhino5k.org and use discount code RUNCITYCAST for $5 off registration. Today on CityCast Denver, Waymo is here, but will these self-driving cars be able to handle an epic Denver blizzard? Plus, a local landlord hopes the sound of crickets will deter unhoused folks from hanging around. Will it work? Me and producer Olivia Jewel Love are chatting with one of our favorite guests about these big stories, plus our wins and fails of the week. Today is Friday, September 5th. I'm Bree Davies, and here's what Denver's talking about. Welcome to CityCast Denver, the show about the state where the federal government tried to take our vaccines away, but our governor said, hell no.
Did a lot of hell no lately. We love it.
I don't know. I was kind, not that I was surprised by this, but like I kind of appreciated that he took a legitimate stand this time.
Wow, that's kind of like surprising. He's kind of RFK pilled, I thought.
That's what I thought too.
Oh yeah, the Maha movement's so weird like
it's
that.
It's very complicated and confusing.
The girls are fighting.
Well, it's like there's so much of like the internet griftery health guy stuff in there. And then there's like maybe a little bit of some actual trying to have guidance around health. I don't know. I was just surprised by this a little bit, but happy. I mean, now we don't have to get a prescription to get a vaccine.
Who wants to go get vaxxed together after this?
Road trip!
Oh my God! See y'all at CVS, not Walgreens.
I think they're having to stock up now because like
Walgreens.
They probably weren't prepared, but you know, now we can get our vaccines whenever we want. So
yes, this is America.
That's right. Damn it. It's Friday. I'm Bree Davies. We're coming to you from the wonderful Dude IDK Studios in lovely 5 Points. Producer Olivia Jewel Love is here. Hi, Olivia.
Hello.
Where's your snack bag?
Oh, you know, I got my Cookie Crisp.
That is in the same bag that I bring Boomhauer's food into my sister-in-law's house.
I was told this morning it looked like dog food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cereal. Dry cereal is dog food for girls. Next question.
We have a very cool and funny returning guest. He's a journalist and the marketing director for Gum Pop Presents. We've had him on the show to talk about things like fine dining, but Jake Brown, you're back. Welcome back.
Oh, look, the Three-Timer Club.
Oh my God, has it been 3 times? That's great. What
Lucky
else did we
3.
talk to you about? We talked to you about fine dining exploits.
We did like a food in review or a year
right.
in review.
So we've talked to you about food.
Mostly food.
Oh, good.
Michelin
We're not
restaurants was the last one I remember.
Yeah,
that was so
they're
fun.
still
You were hot on
going.
that.
Yeah, you were spicy on that one.
I think they got another one too.
Really?
Yeah, they're just coasting on reputation. But hey, listen, your city pays them like $50,000 to $70,000 to hand out some awards. Somebody's got to get something.
Somebody's got to get the. We'll put a link in the show notes because that was a very fun conversation. Okay, before we get started, before we get into the news, which is actually not related to food at all, but we have some business to take care of. We, CityCast Denver, are launching a creator community. If you're someone who loves talking about Denver, maybe you're a social media creator who's already working to build a following here in Denver, we want to work with you. You get free great perks, free happy hour with me and Olivia and the rest of the team, tickets to cool events, and so much more. Olivia, what kind of folks are we like looking for?
We're looking for people who like love Denver, love CityCast Denver, who are already make it out in the city, making content. You know, maybe you like to shoot some little reels now and then. Maybe you're on TikTok. Maybe you just really get the algorithm and you're just out there, you know,
showing off Denver already.
You're just a social media, you know, online type. And like, you don't have to be an influencer already. You don't have to be, you know, like viral, having all those followers already. We're like, if you're into the city, we want to meet you. So we've got a link.
We got a link in the show notes for an application and more information. So just check it out and hit us up. We'd love to meet you.
Where do I apply?
I was just going to say,
the link in the show notes. The link in the show notes. You might be
like the perfect person for
link in the show notes.
What?
Just a thought. You can click a link in the show notes.
If you want to compete with Jake, no, there's as many people as they want to can apply. So
yeah.
I see you in my feed all the time too. Like the clips are so great. And then I guess would you do collaboration posts?
Yeah.
If like if somebody, because wow,
Yeah.
what
You'd
a
be part of
great
our
way to
team.
elevate your social game.
Yeah.
You want to be a part of our team?
basically.
And, like,
And you do.
Maybe you're already a fan of CityCast. You can
Yeah,
work with us
join the
directly,
team.
which would be so cool. Cool. Okay. Well, on to the news. Waymo is coming to Denver. So we got news this week that the self-driving rideshare company was coming to Denver like now, but not exactly with the self-driving part quite yet. Olivia, what's going on?
Things about to get Waymo crazy.
Cut.
Puns. Pun. Number one pun counter.
Yeah, so Waymo is this self-driving car company, a robotaxi as they call it.
Right.
Robotaxi.
It
That
sounds
makes it sound
horrible.
way cooler,
It sounds-
actually.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah.
It sounds
very
creepy to me.
80s.
Robotaxi. But anyway, they're coming. They're not coming. They're here. They're
They are.
here.
Yeah.
First spotting via Reddit, the Denver subreddit in the Golden Triangle yesterday. I saw. So they're here.
Literally
But,
already. Okay.
So they have already hit the streets, and so the spokespeople have said that for like an indeterminate amount of time for now, they're gonna have like a person in there. It doesn't sound like they're actually gonna be driving, but they will be behind the wheel. So there's gonna be like
Monitoring.
a driver, but like I don't know how much they will actually be driving. It's like it's still gonna be self-driving. But anyway, you can't take rides yet. They're gonna be mapping the city. So these cars are gonna be driving around.
Aren't they owned by Google?
They are.
Don't they have
The
a map
parent-
of the city?
The big thing is that they launched in a bunch of like Phoenix, for example,
Sure.
so they don't have to contend with as much weather. I think they just need to learn snow.
Well, that
We will get to that because, yes, Jake, that's exactly one of the big problems. But that's interesting. I just would assume they have that done, but maybe there's a different type of mapping and sensoring for.
I mean, I
this
think the specific cars probably need to learn
Sure.
all the like where the bike lanes are, where the stop signs are, and also just kind of figure out where like out of bounds zones are and stuff. Probably, I would
Interesting.
assume. And also just kind of like get you. I'm like anthropomorphizing these cars. I'm like they need to just get used to the city, like get the vibe.
They need to get the vibe for
Like,
Denver,
they just need
how
to
they
get
fit
comfortable
in.
here, like make some friends. Like stop, okay. God, it's like,
Wait, are you one of those people that thinks inanimate objects have feelings?
yeah, I think that movie about the Brave Little Toaster, I think
Oh.
that really did it for me as a child. It really scared. What
That's
was
a rough one.
The scary vacuum cleaner in that? Was that the
I
the
think
villain?
it's like a, yeah, or is it a furnace? I
I-
can't
the
remember.
furnace,
Maybe
I don't
confusing
know,
it with something
but
else.
but that one definitely like set me up for this kind of life.
So if you wrote in a Waymo, you would be one of those people that was like, "Thank you, Waymo," when you get out.
no, I
Oh, bad
I
form.
I don't know.
Treat them like cars in cars.
I don't know. I feel like I don't want. It's like when I want to. I always talk to the self
I've
check
never
at the
said-
grocery store.
Oh my god.
And I was like, girlfriend, just.
I've
let
never
me-
said I've never been the person that said like thank you to Siri or
Oh my god, that's
Alexa.
me. I can't not do it.
You just said Siri and Alexa. So many people's devices to just.
I got you. Now your FBI agent is listening.
Jake, so have you had any experience with Waymo? Because they have these operating already in like San Francisco and LA and some other place, maybe New York City. I'm not sure. Actually, no, maybe anywhere with Phoenix. So probably nowhere with
It's
snow
LA,
yet.
San Francisco.
I hear people talking about rides in Waymos, and there is that part of me that's like, I want to have the experience.
Mhm.
We got an EV as part of the big like rebates last year
Sure.
at the end of the year, and the almost self-driving mode on that was amazing on a recent road trip. Like, I am not a Philistine when it comes to tech upgrades. I think what's weird is that we are now letting tech companies kind of write the rules. They come in, they say, hey, we now have rideshare, and that's going to generate a lot of jobs. And also, we're going to kind of make the regulations around that.
Yeah.
Now it's Waymo that's going to displace ostensibly some of those jobs, but it's here.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I think that's one of the concerns. I was talking to Jill Okentori, who works on transit issues specifically around pedestrian safety and things, but she was saying, is it going to be like when Lime just dumped a bunch of scooters here and then regulation, then the city has to make decisions around what already exists. And it sounds like that's kind of maybe where we're
Well,
headed
I mean,
with
I think
Waymo.
they're subject to the same laws as cars.
Right. But I mean, I
There-
guess it just feels more complicated than that because it's a whole system of technology controlled by a company. You know what I mean? It's not individual drivers.
Apparently, there is a specific Senate bill that deals with regulating how these kind of cars operate. But again, it's just like similar to AI, where they're just like, well, this technology exists now and regulation will have to catch up. We are no longer kind of self-governed. It's what do tech companies want foist upon us,
Right.
and then we have to react. And we're always so much slower than VC capital because
Because, I mean, how does government work also?
Well, from what
very
I-
slow,
Communities.
very slowly.
From what I
Committees.
understand, Waymo is at like level 4 out of 5 of like fully autonomous, that it's not like humans are not completely out of the loop of how these vehicles operate. Like there still is some human oversight. Like there still are, like if there's an emergency, like a human does like
Can
come
interact
in. Yeah. So like
or
they
intercept
aren't
what's
like,
happening.
I was reading an article about it and they're like on the scale of like fully autonomous, they are 4 out of 5. They are not completely. There is still human interaction. There are still like technicians that interact with the cars and stuff. So, I mean, I think that,
Makes me feel a little better.
yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I just have that scene from Silicon Valley in my head where Jared gets into one and then it like decides to drive him into a shipping container and locks the doors and locks him in there. And like, I mean, obviously,
I mean, to be
extreme
fair,
scenario,
on
but-
the other side of that, I was in a lift and the driver, the human driver, literally did that to me and my friend in college. It said, drop off Olivia on your right. And the guy started going 65 in a residential zone after it said, drop off Olivia right now. And he started going 65 through a neighborhood. And then we started screaming. It was like 2 girls in the car. We started screaming. We were in college until he like let us out just like on the side of the road.
Oh
So
my
like,
gosh.
you know, a human could do the same thing.
No.
And like has.
When,
And
like,
will.
when you talk to Joe, like Joe made a great point that like humans are the biggest problem when it comes
Right.
to driving.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure, the decisions that they make, you know, the ability to be impaired in various ways, distracted driving, which is already obviously a
Yeah.
huge problem. Well, I guess from that perspective, Olivia, do you see this as something that's sort of an upgrade for things like rideshare, especially, say, you know, late at night, out when you get out of the bars? I mean, this is already something we've talked about when it comes to safety.
I think it could be for sure. I found some data. I mean, this is still a very new service. So like
right.
Sure.
the data is really new. But there was kind of this comparison data looking in San Francisco. Because like the whole thing, everyone's like, oh, the cool thing is it's going to be cheaper. You know, everyone's like, it's going to be cheaper than Uber and Lyft. But it's turning out like in San Francisco where they've had it for a little while,
Yeah.
it's actually not.
I was just going to
And
say, I
so-
wouldn't buy that
So,
for a second.
but there's a lot of reasons for that. And one of the reasons people are saying is because it's a luxury experience. Because,
Ooh.
yeah, well, because,
to have a self-driving,
yeah, and
Taxi,
also
essentially?
because
To
these
have a
cars
set
are
of people.
Jaguars. These are Jaguars.
true.
All the cars are Jaguars, and you know you're getting picked up by a Jaguar. When you take an Uber or a Lyft,
You're getting in a
unless you do-
Nissan Altima.
unless you do Uber
please,
Black
yeah.
or like the Uber Premium thing, you don't know what you're getting picked up by. Like, I mean, there are standards for Ubers. Like, they can't be like a total jalopy of a car, but like you might be getting picked up in someone's car that kind of smells like cigarettes or like it's
So
kind of
this is,
gross.
you're saying this is sort of like, that would be worth the money a little bit in itself,
Yeah.
is the uniformity and the streamline
Well,
of luxury across
and
the board.
also, I think maybe, I mean, you're also paying to be alone. You
Mhm.
know, like as dystopian as that sounds.
I know, I was like, that sounds
But,
kind of a
like,
bummer.
I mean, as a woman who Ubers at least once a month,
Sure.
I always Uber to First Fridays because like I don't know, like it's so crazy down there. I do not want to have
You don't
my
want to
car
park
down
and
there.
drive.
But like it's kind of a gamble. You never really know who's going to pick you up. I've had multiple times where it says like a woman's going to pick me up and then it's a man that shows up and like that just immediately sets off red flags. So like it would
Yes, don't get in.
yeah, like or like the name
I've experienced that with Uber Eats where it's like,
yeah.
Janet, we'll be dropping off your food, and it
Yeah,
is
like,
not
I've-
Janet. But
I've
it's
like
different when
multiple
you're
times
the
not
person.
gotten in a car before because it's not been the person that it said it was going to be. And like, so if there was the added security of like knowing that it's just going to be a vehicle picking me up and I'm going to be the only one in there, like, I think that would be a draw for sure. And like,
That's so tough though. Like my mom has been an Uber driver for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
And because she can't afford to retire, it is like a very real concern for her. And there are like standards around how clean a car needs to be. And like, that's why ratings exist, so that like you don't just give people 5 stars all the time. Like if you have a bad Uber, you are responsible for checking
kind
that.
of reporting that. Yeah.
Like I
ratings.
worry so much about what her future looks like if everyone's like, no more humans for me.
I was thinking about this though, and I was like, because like I said a little bit ago about the like not fully autonomous feature, I was like, what if we could like, you know, make this local and like have that, you know, those technicians and those people helping, like what if those were the people, you know, that were like Uber drivers and stuff.
But
like,
I think that would still cut out maybe the Jake's moms of the world, or like my friend I'm thinking of is a single mom that supplements her income with Uber. Is like, is she going to be technician level? Do they see, you know?
I mean, I think it sounds like it's something that they can train for. It sounds like it's really just like kind of a call center kind of thing. And I'm like, I feel like if they wanted to, which like, are they going to? They're probably going to outsource it and have it be super cheap because that's the way capitalism works. But like,
Yeah.
You know,
I'm a bigger problem.
I'm trying
here.
to think of like altruistically,
Sure.
if we could do that, like that would be like a great opportunity. Like have these people that like, because it's also like unsafe sometimes to be an Uber driver.
Totally.
Absolutely.
You know, and like
absolutely,
if they could have a safer job where they actually are just like operating behind a screen, you know, I would feel more comfortable for your mom.
I agree. She hasn't had like a lot of safety concerns, but then I'm like, where is the army going to get all of like their drone pilots then?
Oh no, those
it
kids
seems like they're poaching.
The kids are training on Xboxes. Like as somebody who
the next generation,
dude,
Jake.
I took a drone class in college. No joke. Literally took a drone course. I seriously
She was
did.
in college like 5 minutes ago. To be fair.
I'm 12.
Compared to you and
I
me, Jake.
am 12. No, but in journalism school, I took a drone class. And I was at a serious disadvantage because I did not grow up playing video games because it is joysticks. It is little thumb things. But I was like, oh my God, the kids growing up playing video games are going to be awesome at this. But yeah, no.
I think
the youths are being trained.
the old school nature of myself who loves really great customer service. I don't take ride shares enough to have a big, you know, a breadth of experience with them. But the few that were memorable for me was like, I talked to this driver forever about music, and like he turned me on to some artists I'd never heard of. And like, I miss those everyday interactions, but also like, I don't know, at the end of the day, is that the job that guy wants to be having also? Like, is that enough? I don't know. And it is like, it's capitalism makes it really complicated.
I've had some amazing conversations with Uber drivers too, and it's great.
Especially in other cities if you're visiting.
Yeah,
you know?
but it's like also, you know, those ones that make you feel really unsafe
For
and
sure.
scary. It's like
where you're like,
sometimes
you get in and immediately you're like, get me
that
out of here.
sometimes just makes me forget about all those really cool ones. I'm like, shit, I just feel scared. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, let's talk about the weather issue thing, because I think, Jake, you pointed this out.
I thought you were just going to transition hard into, let's talk about the weather.
No. It's Colorado.
It's
you know
hot.
what? We love to talk about the weather. No, this has been one of those big things that I had a hard time finding concrete information on how they're dealing with this, other than they just keep testing. So I wonder, with the ones that they're testing here in Denver, are they going to just keep testing those through the winter until they start doing fully autonomous? Because the struggle is the sensors can get, like disoriented. I'm thinking about, I mean, we've all lived through a Denver blizzard where it's like fine, and then 3 hours later, there's like a foot of snow. And so that's the kind of things that they're dealing with, is it messes with the sensors. It means they can't see the road as much. But all of the like studies I was looking at was like, they just need to do more and more testing to make it more and more aware of what it is going to be encountering. Would that concern you guys at all, riding in a blizzard in an automated car? I don't know. I don't know if that's any better than a person driving
I
it.
wonder if it's going to be like kind of like Uber, where most of them, like if there is a severe weather event, most of them kind of shut down and aren't driving. And I was like, the best person is like a dad from the Midwest driving an F-150
with a snowplow on the front.
Oh,
his own snowplow. He doesn't work for anyone.
I'm like, if they could like make that into an autonomous vehicle, like embody that into a robo-taxi.
Robo-taxi. Midwestern dad ethos.
I would take that. I would put a newborn child in that. Like, like so safe. But yeah, that's like the only Ubers in the snow I've taken have been like dads with huge trucks, and they're like, get
That
in.
have like, I have been waiting.
I mean,
for
my
this.
dad is one of these dads. It's like we have a snow day, and he's like, let's go drive around, let's go to the mall, and it's like, hell yeah,
Let's go do
Like,
donuts. Like,
oh, it's great. It's
Rip it, Dad.
Midwestern culture, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's curious. I said on our Instagram, I'm like, are they about to like enforce the chain law on these Waymos? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it is a commercial vehicle, but not
I mean, maybe
over however many tons.
maybe Denver will be the first place that they really deploy these in the weather conditions that they have yet to sort of use
Spiked
them in.
tires?
I mean, they drive
Monster
in San
trucks?
Francisco. Like, have you ever driving in San Francisco is one of my nightmares. So
Yeah, they drive in LA also. Nightmare place to drive.
They said they just got on the freeway in LA. Before they were not driving on the freeways.
I'm so proud of them.
I
It's
know.
I
scary.
totally have to remind them now.
I know. Good job.
Graduated.
Well, overall, what do you guys think? Are you stoked? Are you hesitant? How do you feel about this new thing entering our city?
I'm getting in one, right?
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna have to ride in one.
I'm gonna do it. My like pipe dream for this, I had like ideas for this, and I was like, why didn't they make the 16th Street Mall 16th Street ride
catch.
bus thing? They should have made that a Waymo, so it could have driven 24 hours a day. And they were always like talking about how the bus drivers were being like assaulted and stuff. I'm like, just make that thing a Waymo and have that just go wee woo wee woo wee woo up and down 16th Street Mall.
I mean, that could be a good thing for BRT too.
Yeah,
if
and
it has its own lane.
Yeah,
it
just
has
have
its
it be a
own-
little near. And what was the other thing? Oh, you always talk about what is it, the last mile?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
first
last
mile.
mile.
I was like,
last
what
mile
if
problem.
I'm the city's broke, so like this is not going to happen. But like, what if the city like invested in a bunch of them, and they were, because they can go. The cool thing about them is they go 24/7. So like, unlike a lot of rideshare and stuff,
where it's harder to get a ride?
yeah, in the middle
maybe
of the night.
like for the
But
to the
like
airport or something.
if they were going all the time and the city owned them, then like people could just hop in one after they got off the bus or something.
Wait, where do they live though? Where do they go at night?
Oh my
I
God.
think that's the problem.
I think so. It looks
that's
like
one of the
one of
conundrums.
the issues in
Oh.
other cities, like they usually have, how the like Lime scooters have those weird like little parking lots,
Little
and
docks.
stuff. So it looks like in other cities they have parking lots for them, like a dedicated lot, kind of like school bus lots. But I've seen a couple of videos of them. Like I think they've fixed the bug by now, but like there was this Waymo lot and they were all in it, and then they all started like they were trying to all back into spots, and they all started setting off each other's sensors and honking at each other because they were like backing up like next to each other. So they beep.
Robo taxi dance.
And
Yeah,
so
they're all, like,
they were all backing up around
fighting
each
in this
other all
parking
night
lot.
and honking, and like the people that lived in the apartments near them were like, oh my God, like fix this. They're like, because we can't go up and like tell them to stop because there's no one there. It's a robot.
It's like you think your neighbor with the crappy car alarm is bad. Wait
Yeah,
till you
it's
got a
like,
Waymo lot
Waymo.
next to
The
you.
chorus of Waymo.
yeah. So maybe that. Maybe
some work to
hopefully
do.
not that, and hopefully not by me. I'll go crazy.
I mean, we've got plenty of parking lots, I think.
Yeah, get the Waymo lot. So
Well, we'd love to know what you think. Are you excited about Waymo? Are you hesitant about Waymo? We've heard from some of you. We heard from a rideshare driver, which is so cool, but I'm just curious how folks think this will change or impact Denver and our transit situation. Give us a call, 720-500-5418. Leave us a voicemail. You can shoot us a text. Let us know what you think. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're talking about hostile architecture.
This episode is brought to you by MultiPass. Founded by event hosts for event hosts, right here in Denver. Sell tickets and memberships and find local events with MultiPass. Proudly based in Denver and deeply rooted in the local event and creative scene. You can build vibrant communities with a unique community chat feature that unlocks post-RSVP. This helps attendees connect and engage. So I guess if you're going to a show, this would be a place where you could say, hey, is anyone else going to this show? You want to go get a drink after or a bite to eat before? Revenue sharing tools are built in, which automatically splits ticket revenue between producers, performers, and promoters. They have membership management tools to build loyalty with your audience and secure recurring attendance. And it's designed to help everyone in the event ecosystem, not just promoters or people putting on events, but you too, just someone wanting to go have a good time. You can learn more at multipass.com. That's multipass.com. This episode is brought to you by the Colfax Avenue Bid. Because Denver's most legendary bar crawl is back, and this one ends with a bang. Saturday, September 6th, join the Colfax community for Next Stop Colfax Bar Crawl, a celebration of our iconic bars, street culture, and local music. The crawl starts at 3 p.m. and ends with a huge concert at the Squire Lounge at 9, featuring Wayne and Nella, who are awesome, with special guests EME and Off the Cuff performing the song of the summer. Nothing else has emerged, so I'm saying it. It's the song of the summer, Next Stop Denver, Colfax Avenue's newly adopted anthem that they know you'll love. RSVP early, and you can score our limited edition crawl shirt created in collab with Denver's own Beautiful. Look great. Look cool. Bars beats beautiful merch. Head to colfaxavenue.com for details and RSVP info. That's colfaxave.com. This is the bar crawl of the year. Don't miss your stop.
All right, we're back. We're talking about the Blue Chirper. This was this box appeared on a building downtown that plays a loud chirping cricket noise and flashes a strobe when it senses motion near it. I've encountered something similar to this in other places where, like, I've parked my car and then I get out and it's like, you're on camera, too close to the building. And I'm like in an industrial area. But this seems to be a reaction to unhoused folks and concerns around public drug use. This is what the inventor of this box said, and the building's owner, Steve McMahon. He's actually, since building this one, has built 150 units and now fulfills between 40 and 60 orders for them a month.
He built some by hand at his apartment. That was like a detail in the article. I was like, okay,
It's so
DIY.
It's so crazy. So he says the goal of the device is to just make a little bit of noise to say, you know what, maybe you should go next door and do your fentanyl there rather than here, which is says a lot about.
He had some crazy quotes. I'm not gonna lie. This guy had some quotes.
Yeah. What do you think about this sort of use of noise pollution to deter human, I don't know, interactions with the street?
Just seems like our whole solutions, or like all of our solutions in Denver right now, are punishing people. Like, how can we be more punitive about everything instead of working towards like the creative solutions that I think this city was known for a while? You know, like r/Denver loves to talk about, like, in the Johnson AMA, why aren't there more cops issuing traffic tickets? And you know, it's all just like, how do we punish people more and more? And I just don't think we're going to cop our way out of this. And
a lot of people think that is exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is...
It says a lot about the city.
There was a woman in the Denver subreddit under this story talking about, well, why don't we just beat these people with a stick? Because that's what they do in other countries. And I was like, wow.
We're not beating enough people with sticks in 2025.
I mean... Whoa. I do want to look at, though, from the perspective of like the landlord or someone that lives in one of these buildings, that, yeah, I don't want someone smoking, you know, drugs right next to my balcony. Like, that's the instance that they kind of gave, as a woman was like accosted by two men outside of her building when she had her kid with her. And the landlord was like, this was one of the ways that I was trying to keep people away from the building. So I don't know. I mean, I don't imagine that it's pleasant to be around this.
Okay, I'll just say, like, we'll play a clip of the Blue Chirper in here. It's a cricket noise. I don't think that if somebody, like, because they're saying it's like targeting unhoused people and stuff, and like people who are I don't think that the sound of a cricket is going to deter someone who lives outside, personally.
Not somebody that has like a violent intent. And like, I'm sensitive to people like wanting more safety.
I'm not even thinking that. I'm just thinking somebody who lives outside, somebody who's unhoused and lives outside, is the sound of a cricket really going to be that disruptive? I imagine they hear a lot of crickets. Like, I think it's very clear what this motive is behind this. Like, the quotes in this article are really telling. He says, go smoke your fentanyl somewhere else. He says, go to one of those lavishly funded homeless shelters, which is actually like a very wild quote. But like, I'm just thinking of this, like, realistically, of the sound he chose for this. And I'm like, is an insect noise going to actually deter somebody who lives outside amongst insects?
The other, and this is just one of many types of the use of auditory, I don't know, surveillance or however punishment you want to call it. Classical music has been used. I know there's a couple of buildings around here. There was one quoted in the article that played Baby Shark over and over again.
That would do it.
That works.
So I mean, it's interesting the noise choice that he decided on, but
I think it's like a strategic thing, right? That they can't punish you for playing a cricket because it's a naturally occurring nature.
Well, that's what they were saying. They were trying to like fit in with the kind of like natural soundscape or whatever, because the people in this apartment were like, yeah, I was wondering why the hell I was hearing a cricket.
I was going to ask you, as someone that lives in an apartment, how would you feel about that being on your building?
Oh, I would I would lose it, honestly. Like, I mean, as an audio producer, I'm very sensitive to sound, like naturally. I think, well, at my old apartment, they put in like a bunch of floodlights to deter people from changing their oil in the parking lot, was one of their reasoning. I don't know. Like, yeah, stop changing your oil, God. But the floodlight just shined directly into where my eyeballs when I was in my bed, and I mean, community action. People kept unscrewing it, like amazing, but like I
have a very similar problem with
like,
Dandy Dan's
if
security lamp.
Yeah, if my apartment installed this, I would probably like find a way to break it personally.
Well, this has a steel cage around it. So.
I saw that, but there are sticks. Metal poles exist, pointy things, a ski pole. But I don't know. This made me think about, like, because I was trying to think about where, like, because obviously I've been to like the 7-Elevens and stuff that play the like classical music.
Blaring classical.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, I feel fancy, but like I'm like all day long, that'd be a lot. And then also the ones that just kind of do the like beeps kind of intermittently. But the one I was really thinking about, I don't know if you guys have encountered this lately, but in King Supers, in the hair product aisle or the like beauty product aisle, it turns on, like a camera turns on and it starts going beep, 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 just to kind of like, I guess,
let you know
you're being watched. And like, it makes me so uncomfortable. It works. Exactly what they're trying to do works, because I'm like, I don't want to be in this aisle anymore because I feel uncomfortable because I'm being watched and they clearly don't want me in this aisle.
I thought you were going to talk about in the King Supers parking lots. They have those giant things that go, "Welcome to King Supers."
Oh my God. Wait,
please really lock up all your belongings.
The one I've been to doesn't have
terrifying.
That. I've just in the beauty aisle, the like beeping thing. And I'm like, also, I'm like one of those people with such a weird like guilt complex that I'm like, oh my God, am I stealing? I'm like, did I put anything in my pocket?
If I walk out of a store without buying something, I just assume I've stolen something.
I know. I'm like, am I guilty? And I'm like, oh my God, did I accidentally slip a bottle of conditioner like in my shirt?
Say that monitoring is not targeting you.
I know, but like me as the person who I'm like, I actually do need to buy something in this aisle. I'm like, nope, like I'm leaving. I'm gonna just go to Walmart where they actually like will stop and frisk me and, you know, unlock it and then give it to me.
What I look at this as like these are two different cases, because I think that there are a lot of people that have moved to a city but do not want to live in a city. This is
exactly what I want to talk about, Jake, because the expectations that some folks have, like, of course, someone smoking drugs outside of my house every day, I would not be down with that. But there are just the part and parcel of a city every day includes a lot of things like noise, people sharing a space with you that maybe you don't want to share with them. Like, I think about this a lot because my neighborhood is very active and very loud. It's just very loud. There's cars 24/7 along Alameda. We have a taco truck that moved in a couple months ago that I love, but like they play music till like 2 a.m. on Tuesday. It's a real party over there. But I also know what I signed up for. Like, I moved into this neighborhood. This neighborhood doesn't need to change for me. And I feel like that's a little bit of the attitude sometimes is, I'm here. Now you have to adhere to what my expectations are.
Well, and it's interesting because Curtis Park, like, it's kind of says that they're trying to like lean into this, because like in the ballpark neighborhood, they've got these new ballpark ambassadors, and they're trying to like kind of transform this neighborhood into like there's no off season.
Yeah, you know? And what that was the Denver Gazette piece you're talking about. which I appreciated, started with this picture of one of those ambassadors who also lives in the neighborhood, which I thought was so cool. You don't hear that very often. Seeing and observing and talking to the unhoused folks that he talks to every day. And it really kind of showed the ambassador program is to not only welcome folks that maybe are coming to the ballpark neighborhood to go to a game or, show them where the parking lots are. It's also to interact with the folks that are unhoused that are part of that neighborhood as well.
Yeah.
And but this kind of reaction to that population says to me, there are certain people that get to live in this neighborhood and it's not necessarily you. Jake, what do you think about that thought of expectation versus reality when it comes to what it means to live in a city?
Yeah, I think that people naturally move to cities because cities are wealth driven, right? You can go live in a town and you will see a much smaller unhoused population, but then you live in a town. I mean, this is what happens when, we have these big, kind of, urban areas that are driven by massive wealth inequality in this country. And, we see the biggest wealth transfer in the history of the world over COVID-19. And then we wonder why we're seeing things like this. It's like the city isn't affordable. There isn't enough housing, go on and on and on. But instead, we just want to look at how we can blame the unhoused population for all of that. I mean, they're a symptom. They're not the...
Right. Or looking at this neighborhood in particular where this box went in is at 20th and Curtis. Okay. 20th and Curtis 10 years ago. I'm thinking about, even 10, 15 years ago. It's right where old Curtis Street Bar was, which is long gone, wonderful dive bar. Probably served some of this population that's being complained about. And that's the struggle I have too is, yes, the neighborhood is changing and has changed, but that doesn't mean that the folks that were already there are suddenly gone. Again, this is a part of the city where a lot of services are for unhoused folks. So when there's services there, you're going to get a lot more folks. When you decided to move into that neighborhood, I feel like that was part of the agreement. And I think sometimes there's this idea that you want to bring with you the suburban lifestyle that maybe you were living, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's just different cultural expectations. And you bring that into you're literally in the middle.
To be
of
fair,
city.
they did not check with the residents before they put this chirper in.
Yes.
The property managers.
And you're right. And they quote property owners versus residents.
They just put it in and the residents didn't know it was going in and they didn't ask for it.
One lady was stoked.
She was like, yeah, but then there was one girl who was like, I was just like, what was, she thought it was someone's phone. So I'm sure not everyone is on the
absolutely
same page.
Yeah, so. I agree with you. I don't think that it is everybody.
Yeah,
but I think sometimes that's the change that we see in a culture is expectations that don't actually match the area that you do live in. But that quote you're talking about, Olivia, I do just want to share it. She says, I pay an F ton of taxes and I should not have my property compromised by people that are loitering and doing drugs and making drug deals and not paying taxes. She said of the criticisms that the device is mean-spirited towards a vulnerable population. It's my taxes that are going to clean their mess up. I'm being mean-spirited about it and I don't care. And that
cruelty is the point.
Yes. Yeah. It was
Christmas
rough.
is coming, girl.
It was rough.
Naughty list. It's not nice.
Well, we're curious what you think. Maybe you're one of these folks that lives in the area. Have you experienced this? How do you feel about it? Is it being mischaracterized? Give us a call, 720-500-5418, and let us know what you think of the chirp box. We're going to take one more break, and when we come back, our Rocky Mountain highs and lows, our wins and fails of the week. All right, we're back. It's time for our wins and feels of the week. Rocky Mountain highs and lows, things that ruled, things that sucked. As always, we start with our fails so we can end on a good note. Olivia, what's your fail this week?
It's kind of a double-sided fail. It's a win in a sense for Governor Polis that he went for. So you brought up the fact that vaccines in your opening joke. You brought up the fact that he fought back against the vaccines not being readily accessible for everyone in on demand basically. But my boy announced this in his Swiftie fashion on Twitter, and it's it's just cringe, and I just gotta point it out because I'm on the
you are on him
I'm
now.
on the Jared Polis beat, frankly, and I like to point out if I think it landed or not, and I think this one was a fail. I think it was no, but he said Governor Polis and CDPHE take swift action to ensure access to COVID-19 vaccines for Coloradans, and then it's a side-by-side picture of him and Taylor Swift on Twitter. So corny. I think he tried too hard. I think he really pushed that one. He was really reaching, and also he's excited for the new album and he's excited for the wedding. But
I think what you're saying is that he can do better than this.
We did a whole episode about his potential and his bangers, and this one fell short for me. So I'm gonna give it as a fail this week. I think try harder.
Okay, fair. Jared Polis, if you're listening, please try harder, especially on the internet.
And
come on the show. Jake, what about you? What's your fail?
Oh, the Colorado Rockies have now lost 100 games. The earliest in the season.
Good for you for still paying attention.
It's such an epic fail. 3 years in a row now of 100 losses. But I mean, this is the earliest in September we've ever gotten there. If you haven't read it,
it's a record. Horrible records.
Yes.
It's a world record.
But the research kind of led to I never knew the Cleveland Spiders were a team.
That's such a good mascot.
Neither did I.
The 1899 Cleveland Spiders were who the Rockies were up against for the
worst.
And we've never heard of the Cleveland Spiders again.
And so how'd we do? We lost?
We are on pace to finish better than the Spiders, sadly.
The Gilded Age era Spiders.
Damn, why am I rooting for the Spiders, kind of?
If you haven't read it, I highly recommend. Adam Caton Holland has a great Substack where he wrote a column called Boycott the Colorado Rockies.
And no bigger fan of anything Colorado than Adam Caton Holland, so it's serious. We'll link to it. It's great. Well, my fail this week is not for this animal shelter, but the folks that they had to deal with. The Riverside Animal Shelter in Brighton has taken in 800 animals in the last 6 weeks.
What?
Their shelter capacity is 400 animals. They're doing everything they can. I saw this heartbreaking interview with one of the folks that works at the shelter, please give us patience. But it was a result of several hoarding situations. Hundreds.
Oh, I thought this was Texas related.
No, this is from Colorado. Hundreds of cats and dogs were being hoarded in these really awful situations. And this one animal shelter in Brighton is really trying to handle it all. And they're super overwhelmed. And I mean, this is another reminder, please adopt from shelters. I don't know what to say about the hoarding part of that. That is a mental health issue that I can't imagine. But that is insane to me. I mean, you have 2 cats, Olivia.
I love
Can you imagine
my shelter children, my little orphan boys. I love them. They're little scrungly children from shelters.
I'm glad you adopted them.
They're so weird. I love them, and I pick the weirdest looking ones always because they need love. Go get them. Go get a shelter pet. They're weird and they'll love you.
Jake, do you have any pets?
Yeah, Seymour.
Hi, Seymour.
Seymour asses. Yeah, shelter all the way.
I almost fell for that.
Colorado Puppy is where we got him, coloradopuppy.org. But obviously it sounds like there are plenty of pets out there if you need one right now. Yeah. And I can smell the place they came from right now.
You can also foster if you want to do it short term.
Fostering's just short term. You're getting that dog.
Well, if you're not sure, if you want a soft launch,
you don't have it in you, people.
Try fostering.
Prove me wrong.
But the shelter's also saying if you are coming to adopt an animal there, please give us time, because the other thing is they have to, with these pets, they have to wait for the court case to go through, and they have to take care of a lot of them for some health issues and stuff. So I just maybe go donate to the Riverside Animal Shelter. It sounds like they need a lot of help. Okay, let's go to our wins. I'll start. I just loved this story in Westward this week from Hannah Metzger. She took her 6-year-old niece, Olive, to a bunch of fun places in Denver, and then Olive rated them. And
what you like the best?
Casa Bonita was 10 out of 10.
Okay, yeah.
Aquarium got 7 out of 10. But what I loved was she gave her honest opinion as a 6-year-old, and it was a good reminder. Colorado has a lot of cool stuff for kids. growing up here or coming to visit. And it's also kind of like a good list of stuff maybe you haven't done in a while. It's just a really lovely story. Also, shout out to Hannah for being a wonderful auntie. Kids need aunties and uncles just as much as they need parents. They need that other adult who's not their mom or dad that cares about them and shows them the way of the world. Shout out to my Aunt Erin, who I talk about all the time on this show. But
Aunt Nancy,
Yeah.
shout out.
Aunt Tona, Katie, Betsy.
I was like, I know you've got a few,
My
but-
aunts are my world.
but I loved this story because it shows Hannah's relationship as an auntie to Olive, and it also gave us a little perspective of Denver from the view of a 6-year-old. So it was really fun. Olivia, what's your win this week?
Okay, this is very fun to me. So I believe this ad was released about 2 weeks ago from Visit Colorado, but I'll actually just show it to you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. It seems to have like it's giving like queer cowgirl kind of vibe. She's holding a pride flag and she's like, we might look square, but our edges are anything but straight.
You see that square state on the map? Look again, sunshine, and you'll find that Colorado's sides are anything but straight. Come on over and drink it in. Colorado, we only look square.
I love the bread bar photo and then the picture of the Shepherd Ferry mural.
And so, like, and it's, I don't know, she looks cool as hell. But the thing, and like, I think it's a cool ad.
I was like, did it work for you?
It worked for me.
Okay.
I think it's sick.
You're staying.
I'm going to stay. I think it's really cool. But the reason I found this was because it has been driving people crazy online.
Oh,
People
really?
hate it.
Especially the people around the edges.
People on the edges. People around those non-straight
Those
edges.
scraggly edges.
People around those non-straight edges do not like it. And it's just been so funny. I thought the ad was really cool, and just like people just hating the like gay culture and stuff. I'm just like, whatever. Like, I think this is a really cool ad. I think this ad is a win. And like, I just love seeing this like side of like, I don't know. Like,
you know what's funny though? Is
gay
they
Colorado.
also played that like Ford F-150 commercial music in the
Big
background.
time.
while
Oh
they
yeah,
were
I
doing
thought it
their-
was gonna be like buy
Like,
a
we're
trailer,
still
hitch.
queer.
Buy a trailer. I know, it was really like one of those ads. It was like, we're rough and tumble Colorado, but it was like a gay cowboy, and
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought the vibe was so cool, and the fact that it like pissed off so many people who are like homophobic and stuff. I
Good
was
job,
like, I was like,
Colorado
y'all
Chamber of
did
Commerce,
that.
or whoever came up with
I
that.
thought it was
Nice
really
work.
cool. So
I
that's
like
my
it.
win.
I like it. Jake, take us out. What's your win this week?
I'll keep mine brief. r/Denver mods. I'm going to give Reddit moderators a big thumbs up. They recently reduced the restrictions on posts. There's a ton more posts in there. They were kind of auto-flagging a lot of things. It's created a lot more discussion, a lot of weird questions that are getting no responses, which I always love. I go
You just
in, I
like
try
to
and
watch
fix
it
them.
hang there with no interaction.
The person that was trying to get a custom gravestone made, I was like, that seems like there would only be several.
I feel like there's that place, Watson's by Fairmont, and that's the only place I could think
Watson's.
Log in now, let them know. People have really unique questions, and I always like to mix it up with people seasonally. If you're going to the Botanic Gardens right now, it's going to be a different experience. So good job kind of letting down the guard a little bit.
of. Also, I mean, moderating an internet forum is a very tough, unpaid job.
God's
and so
strongest
congrats
soldiers.
to anybody that does that, because you have to deal with a lot of baloney. But that's cool that they loosened it, so maybe we can see a little bit more of our weird... Because there's not enough weirdness.
What are the
online.
people saying? Let the people speak.
We'll have to go digging around. We'll have to send.
I've been.
We'll send Paul in
I've
there.
been.
Awesome. Well, Jake, Olivia, this was so fun. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ree.
That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. Our producers this week were Paul Caroli, Olivia Jewel Love, and Lizzie Goldsmith. We recorded Dude IDK Studios in 5 Points with support from Jacob Rupp and Nick Holmby. Peyton Garcia and Adrian Gonzalez write our morning newsletter, Hey Denver. Abby Madigan runs our social media. I'm Bree Davies, your host. Our music is by Los Mocachetes with additional mixing by Tyler Lindgren. If you haven't already, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at CityCast Denver, and tell a 6-year-old about us next time you see them. You can sign up for our daily newsletter and learn more about us at denver.citycast.fm. See you next week.
I'm ready. I'm so glad. Wearing cans during a podcast just always is like so weird to me.
You have like really good ears that you want people to see.
I have the worst ears.
I have ear
really
vanity.
Oh, now I'm self-conscious about my
you like
ears.
really want to show off your ears.
Bring 'em
You're like,
back.
You're like, I hate when I have to wear cans because like I have just really hot ears.